Hello, welcome to my business podcasts. I am Dr Audai from Speak English with draudai.com. In this short podcast, I'll try to give you an overview of a hot topic, which is about the cost of living and how it's affecting households and businesses. But first, what do we mean by the cost of living? The cost of living is the cost of keeping a certain standard of living. In other words, the cost of living is the amount of money needed to cover essential expenses such as shelter, food, healthcare, and education. The cost of living is often looked at from different geographic locations, in which wages are compared to how much expensive a city is to another city. Cost of living is a global crisis which we have been facing since the breakout of the Russia-Ukraine war. The economic repercussions of this war have almost touched everyone on this globe. So during COVID-19, the global economy witnessed slow progress, resulting in a lot of downsizing and terminations by employers of almost all sectors. We thought that the situation wouldn't go on forever, but when the COVID receded, we were put in a more complex and worse situation. That is inflation. Increasing prices of essential goods, mainly food and energy, is a main concern among all people these days. Inflation has been affecting the cost of living for almost 2 years. For example, socialization among people is less than it was in the pre-pandemic period. It's becoming difficult to budget for social commitments which are part of our identity and culture. The cost of living hasn't only affected consumers, but businesses as well. A lot of businesses shut down their business because of low sales caused by the weakness in purchasing power. Businesses have been facing high operating costs, such as wages, energy bills, rents, etc. Many retail professionals said that inflation had an impact on their operations, according to Euromonitor International's Voice of the Industry retailing survey fielded in June 2022. What retailers are doing is either increasing prices, which directly affect consumers and their purchasing power, or keeping their profits at the minimum and accepting low profits margins. Others, however, might shrink inflation by producing smaller packages of their products and selling them at the same usual price. The problem is that many consumers, and I was one of them, don't check the information on the product. We think that the price is still the same, but we never recognize that quantity is not the same anymore. We might have also noticed that giant retailers or suppliers have been profiteering from the sharp high prices of goods. They might have dominated the market power to push up prices in situations of high demand but with a limited supply of products. So the takeaway here is to cope with the global crisis. Households should have an insight into their expenses and try to limit unnecessary ones. You might choose to dine at home instead of eating out. No need to buy brand clothes or change your mobile phone every year. I'm not saying that we should be stingy, but we need to reconsider our finances so that we don't end up borrowing money or being victimized by credit cards. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this short podcast. You can find other podcasts on my Facebook and Instagram page, or you can visit my YouTube channel or platform. Just go to speakenglish with draudai.com. Thanks for listening to this podcast.